home of the Tar Heels, so for my day job, let's just put it that way. So, yeah, I'm a diehard Tar Heel fan. As a matter of fact, they played earlier today out in Maui for the Maui Invitational and won, I believe. So, yeah.
Good deal. Good deal.
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe one day I'll get back there and come visit you in North Carolina.
Well, aren't you sweet? I would love it. Let me know.
Well, stop in Chicago and pick me up to bring me with you.
Woo, Chi-Town, a little Windy City action, huh?
Yeah.
I got a quick story for you about Chicago. I don't know if any stories of mine are short, but I'll try to keep it short. Back in '89, I'm shooting this Project Generations on NBC, and we go to Chicago to shoot an episode. It is the month of November, late November, and the scene calls for my character to jump in the water. Now, the water was, as you know, Navy Pier. So I had to jump into the water and swim for about maybe 50 yards. They had a lifeboat, lifeguard, and the patrol was waiting. And as soon as I jumped in the water, it was so cold. It was unbelievably cold. You know how cold it can be at that time of year.
Oh, yeah. I sure do.
It was ridiculous. Hypothermia set in just like that, and man, I've never felt the cold like I have in Chi-Town. So I got to give it up to you for actually living there.
Thank you. It's not my choice. I was born here. Someday I'm going somewhere where it's warm all year round. Let me tell you. When you jumped in the water, did you have any clothes on, or just a swimsuit, or what was it?
How about I just say I was naked?
Oh. And then when you got out of the water, you said, hey, that water's cold.
Well, no, I didn't. Everyone else did. Oh, boy. How do we get on that, yo? Next question. That's great.
Oh, gosh. I'm not going to tell you what somebody in our chat room was saying. So
yeah,
we'll leave it.
When you do these shows, you got to sometimes be in the chat room, but then again, they won't see you turning red either.
Right. How long have you had your show? How long have you been doing it?
My week anniversary was Saturday.
You said your 1 week anniversary?
Yes, 1 week.
So you just started. How are you enjoying it so far in your first week?
Well, I love it. I did a show with somebody else previously for, I don't know, about 6 months or so. And now I'm on my own with my own co-host. So I already know what it was about, and I love it, and that's why I continue to do it.
Right. Right, you like to be the boss, your own boss, don't you? It's cool.
Yeah, I do.
And make no mistake.
Poor Dawn is so confused by that.
Right.
She's loving every moment of it. Don't let her be coy about it. She is doing great. She's off to a phenomenal start. She's had some great moments in the first week, and things are going very well. I told her she's going to be a huge success. She's already a huge success. So
there you are. There you go.
Yeah. And she just has me along for good measure. I don't know. I hadn't figured it out.
No, not even. Not even.
Well, you know what? They'll feel good about it because Angelica McManuel, VP of Daytime at CBS, she was in radio for quite some time. And now look at her. You know, she stepped up to a nice big chair, so you never know what awaits you.
Oh, okay. So when I do this for a little while and Angelica gets her next promotion, you're saying that I could possibly fill her seat, right?
Yeah, from my lips to God's ears, or I'm not sure. Sure.
I like the way you think.
and we'll make sure, if that time ever comes to pass, we'll make sure that Neil has his own business. How about that?
I love you for it. We can run it together.
That's it.
That's right. We'll have Neil in the driver's seat, and he'll be taking on the Abbots and the Newmans all by himself and fooling them all at the same time. So someone put in the chat room, Pam Powers, head of CBS Daytime.
Yeah, but then he laughed after that. So.
They're running with that. That'll be all over social media. What do you know?
We're going to get off of that and go back to Kristoff. Now,
You didn't know you were going to be interviewed by Kristoff on the show tonight, did you?
No. Kristoff, I noticed when I was going through your IMDb that you actually spelled your first name differently when you started. Why the name change?
Well, to be honest with you, my dad's name is Christopher with a CH, and when I turned 17, I thought that I should reinvent myself. I had had a pretty interesting, nice career from the age of 7 on up to about 15. And so I just decided to take the C and the H and replace it with the K. So I quite like it like that. You know, it's a little bit different, and I'm not confused with a lot of Chris's out there when it comes to, you know, computers, people looking for me, etc. There's very few people who spell it in this country anyway with a K. So that's why.
Well, I actually like the way it looks with a K as well. It just kind of flows with your whole name. Do you have a middle name?
I don't. No, I do not.
Nope. You're one of those people. Okay.
Yes, I am. I am one of those. That's my dad. It's my dad's fault.
Oh, that's okay. I also noticed that I learned something new about you today. I didn't realize that you produced the CBS Soap Break. What was it like to work behind the camera?
Yeah, wow. Good question. CBS Soap Break was a show that we did for, I don't know, we did it for about a year and a half, and it was fantastic, man. I've been working on Young-and-the-Restless for a few years, and what I did was I went off and shot a 22-minute pilot presentation, and I called it A Day in the Life of, and I used Scott Reeves and his wife, Melissa Reeves, and their 2 children as my subjects, man. And so I cut this thing together. I put some cool music to it. I took it to CBS. I sat with the then VP of Daytime, Lucy Johnson, and I walked out of that meeting with a deal.
Wow.
And so interviewing people that I worked with was just icing on the cake. You know, Peter Bergman. It was, I had a great time. I was able to host and produce, and I was really looking forward to, quite a few more episodes, but we stopped short. I wanted to do the Emmys, go to New York and do the daytime Emmys, but they didn't have it in the budget, so instead I did. I partnered with a buddy of mine, and we went in 99 and 2000, and we did specials on the Emmys. So that was a great chapter in my life. Love producing. Love doing that show.
Do you see yourself doing it in the near future? Do you write anything? Are you good at doing, writing your own stories or a play or something?
Actually, thanks for asking. I am a writer, and at least I think I am. I write. I have about 5 or 6 screenplays. One of them was optioned by Warner Brothers. The deal was not made, but it was optioned. I have quite a few things that I've been working on. I also produced a film that I hired my buddy Blair Underwood to direct a couple of years ago. It was called A Bridge to Nowhere. It's available at Blockbuster. Very interesting story. I've been producing and writing and some directing for the past decade. And so, that's where I see myself going full time. As soon as anyone gives me that ultimate chance of sitting in a head writer spot, are you kidding me? I'm going to blow it up, y'all, because I'm ready. I'm ready. I've been studying. I've been watching. The best education is observing. Exactly. And that's what one of my characters said on the Cosby show. David James said, education is really observing the world. And I believe that. So I'm waiting for that opportunity, and I'm going to be ready.
Yeah, I mean, there's book smart and there's street smart, and you need a combination of both of them, I think, to be successful, to have an easier chance at being successful.
Absolutely. Well, sure, man. I mean, and a creative imagination always helps, to be inspired, to be able to. I like to write. Some of my best writing I get done at night when this time zone is sleeping. From midnight until about 4 o'clock in the morning, that 4-hour gap when there's less frenetic energy is when I like to write,
And when the kids are in bed and you're not driving everybody around.
Yeah, that's true, too, being a coach, dad, whatever I am, right. But, that's the real deal. The creative work is just, it's a wonderful outlet for the spirit, for the soul. But it's really all about the family, raising those kids. I got one who's 9, coming up on 10 next year, and it's all to service them. It really is. I feel lucky to have been a mentor and a guide, and in turn, looking at my 3 children and knowing that they have been just as equally my tutor, my guide, my mentors. So that's the truth. I don't just say that. That's absolutely how I feel.
Yeah, it is true. You do learn from your children. A lot of people don't realize that, but you do learn from your children as well. You learn to be a better person in so many different ways.
Oh, sure. I recall vividly telling my son, you know, when he was 13, 14, I said, son, you got to be patient with me because you didn't come with a manual. There's no handbook. This is the first time that I've had to experience what it's like to be a parent, to be a father to a 14-year-old boy. So, you know, be patient with me as I'm being patient with you. And it seems to work, that psychology with children. You know, rather than going crazy and heaping all your anger and your frustration of the day, you know, to give them just enough, you know, just enough rope to hang themselves, that's what they say. But give them just enough. Keep the responsibility on their shoulders. Let them know, well, hey, what do I think? Better yet, what do you think? Let me know what you think, and then I'll tell you what I think.
Yeah,
you know,
right.
It's amazing what those responses are. If you just feed them, give them a little snack, man, they'll come to it. I'm telling you.
Right. So it's not like Bill Cosby said, I brought you in this world and I can take you out. You just didn't do that, did you?
Well, don't get it twisted. Yes, I have had and sorry for the expression here, a pissing contest with the boy. I mean, I vividly remember. This happens in every relationship, I would imagine. You know, a boy turns that age, whether it's 13, 14, it's usually in teen years, 14. For my son, it was 15, when he decided he was going to be a big man and stand up to daddy. And he was serious about it, too. And a part of me first had to laugh, but then I had to get serious because I thought, well, I can't let him see me smile about this.
Yeah.
So, you know, I didn't egg it on. I didn't provoke it. It happened, and the next thing he knew, he was on the ground with my knee in his back, and I had his head against the carpet, and I said, let me know when you have enough, son. And, you know that old expression, kids don't know today, cry uncle, cry uncle.
I was going to say uncle.
Yeah, brother, cry uncle now. Let me hear you say it. And then everybody was like, I'm not saying it. And I said, okay, I'll just stay here until you say it. You know, but that's truly what happened. And you know what? I haven't had him stand up to me since, you know. And then it also helps that I studied martial arts. Well, that's because he studied martial arts. He's a black belt in Taekwondo. You know, I got my red belt in Taekwondo. I didn't get my black because I injured my knee before I went black. But it's important. It was important for him to know that I knew the same kind of stuff that he knew. So anyway.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, you have to keep up with the Joneses, as they say. I also saw a video that you did with your daughter Lola. She was a little tiny, cute little thing, about giving up going to the circus because of mistreatments of the elephants. I don't know when that was made. Has anything changed in the way of them being treated?
Well, I mean, you know, PETA, the People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals, is a wonderful organization. They're a little heavy-handed at times, and it turns people off. You know, some of their campaigns can be pretty loud and, in some people's words, obnoxious. That particular campaign that I did with PETA was all based on anti-circus, and so the complaints were coming in left and right from how the elephants and most of the animals are treated. The elephants are guided around with bull hooks, which hurt. You know, me personally, you can't be on my team if you don't like animals. I'm that way.
Right.
You know, I have a lot of compassion and empathy for animals, and I have a lot of compassion and empathy for people, you know, who love animals as well. But people who don't dig on animals can't be around me. I don't have tolerance for it. And I don't eat animals. You can. I'm not going to sit in judgment at lunchtime, but I personally don't want to eat them. You know,
are
that's
you a
my
vegetarian or are you a vegan?
I am.